So, surprise, this year the judges have also chosen to present a second Lifetime Achievement Award, one that honours a pioneer of South African retail, a visionary philanthropist, and a patron of the arts whose lifelong commitment has opened the doors for women and people of colour across the workplace and beyond. Tonight, we also pay tribute to the many Jewish women whose strength, intellect, and compassion have helped shape the moral and cultural fabric of our nation. And it gives me great pleasure to announce the second recipient of the Kirsh Family Lifetime Achievement Award, Wendy Ackerman.
I've worked hard all my life, and I enjoy working. I enjoy challenging and being challenged. I left school and was determined never ever to be bored again, and I haven't been bored again.
I don't think boredom is a word in our household. She was never bored, and she made sure that none of us were ever bored.
She's probably one of the best kept secrets and icons of not just South Africa, but for the world as a leading leader.
On my first day at university, there was a little booth there asking for volunteers to teach at night school. And I volunteered, not knowing Raymond at all, and he was the principal of the school. He liked my name, so he put me on the night that he worked. It took him about 5 months to invite me out, but anyway.
She's my mom. When you're little, you don't actually know about the dynamism of a successful woman. All I knew was my mom was there.
We got the money together and bought a small chain of 4 stores called Pick and Pay.
Pick and Pay hypermarket, bring your car, you can park it. What a great place for you to shop.
Anything that needed doing, Wendy just stopped the personnel department, Wendy stopped the textile department, Wendy checked the figures.
She's a leading example of what it means when people say behind every successful institution there is a woman.
My mother is actually the foundation for my dad's success.
Pick and Pay salutes you. We care because you do. You can keep this country going. You can make this country new.
Pick and Pay. Like you, we care about this country. Let's make it better together.
The consumer was the important person, not the shareholders. Rich people love low prices, poor people need them. So everybody flocked to us.
Pick and Pay, non-stop shopping, non-stop savings. Join the savings tribe.
We also went into the communities and helped the communities where we could.
They appointed the first black store manager in Rondebosch Pick and Pay. And Rondebosch is where all the cabinet ministers lived. And they used to write these incredible letters. What a wonderful young man. And he was so kind and helpful and delivered goods. And my mother very sneakily kept all these letters that came in from the cabinet ministers' wives, because she knew Dad was going to be called in and asked to explain how he could break the Group Areas Act so blatantly. And sure enough, he was. Mr. Forster called him in, threw his finger at him and said, Mr. Ackerman, you've got to stop doing this. And he says, no, excuse me, sir. My wife has all the letters from your ministers' wives complimenting us on this incredible young man, and we're not going to stop doing it. We pay your salary through our taxes. Please let me run our business.
She's fought for women's rights. She's fought for working man's rights. She's fought for consumer fair pricing because she understands the challenges of working mothers and what it takes to put food on the table.
Our store managers all lived in very nice houses, except for our black managers who were living in these dreadful, they call them matchboxes. I said, Raymond, they need houses. He said, Wendy, go and build them. Well, that's easy to say. It took me 2 years of fighting apartheid and the Group Areas Act. We built the houses, and that was a victory, a real victory, which they never forgot. In fact, in Johannesburg, I've got a village named after me where I built houses for some of our Johannesburg staff.
Where she can make a difference, she will make a difference.
I've managed to help educate a mass of doctors, professors, judges.
there's this board in her office that has all these scholarships that she's awarded. And with each student on that wall, she could remember who the child was, the circumstances of the child, and where they had been to and what they were doing at that point in time.
She was deeply upset about the inequalities of education in this country. It started with our staff at home, their families, their children, putting them into better schools, taking children of workers who worked in pick and pay, giving them a better opportunity than their parents had had. She would take them literally under her wing, nurture them, apply to Juilliard in New York, send them to Milan singing, and built up the talent of this country.
Music is a passion of mine, and the thought of the opera and the orchestra not being able to play because they can't afford the fees, they can't afford to run the orchestra and so on, really gave me sleepless nights. So I hit on the idea of starting a trust fund for the orchestra and the opera, and we are able to help the orchestra and the opera, but not enough.
She listens, she cares, and she worries. She worries about the children that go hungry. She worries about the children that don't have shoes to go to school or school fees. And because of that, she's taken it upon herself to do as much as she can. And in true Wendy style, she's completely, beautifully unaware of the impact she's made.
While I was in Birmingham, Alabama, I was invited to a lunch for 1,000 women who paid for lunch, and the money they accumulated, they built a house for abused women and children. And when I came back, the lady called Tina Tiarts came to me and says, I want to do something for the women. What can we do? And I told her what I'd found in Alabama. And she said, yes, let's do it. So we did it. We've got shelters all over the country now. It's now called 1,000 Women, One Voice. I have a lady working for me whose grandson was dumped on her when he was a small baby. He's autistic, and he was just sitting at home doing nothing, and she was worried about him. I approached Rotary, and together we built a school for autistic children, and we have a very long waiting list of people wanting to come in.
She has really been the mother to thousands of people who've been connected to her in many, many ways.
If you want to see her angry, describe any incident of injustice.
Her day is active. She actively does exercise. She drives my dad's golf cart around the garden. She's a passionate gardener. Her garden is magnificent. She goes on her own to do shopping to help a family in need. She doesn't send anybody to do it. She'll do it herself. She'll get in her car with her driver and go to the hypermarket and do the shopping for someone in need.
My 4 children live in South Africa, very close to me. I have lots of grandchildren, and I even have 5 great-grandchildren.
Thank you for what you've done for me, my children, all your grandchildren, all your great-grandchildren, and for anyone who's been privileged to be touched by your love.
You've taught us that when we're in a room, we are humans first. And I appreciate you for that. Thank you.
She only shops at Pick and Pay, only.
And that's who I am, Wendy Ackerman.
I was very surprised and very delighted to get this amazing award. Thank you so much for considering me and for choosing me. It's quite unexpected. Looking back on my life, both Raymond and I, as very young people, had both had very nasty antisemitic experiences, which in both our cases, although we didn't know each other, changed our lives. I've spent the rest of my life fighting discrimination and prejudice, and that has led me into all kinds of new avenues in fighting apartheid, helping people who have not been able to help themselves, and trying to improve things generally for people. I've also been very involved in education because I personally believe that education is the answer to so many of our problems. And people who have not had the opportunity cannot have the doors opened that are opened for them. So I can thank you really for acknowledging the work that I've been doing over the years. I've never done anything to be thanked. I've just done the things I've done because I felt the need for them. But congratulations to the other winners, and I'm really very pleased to get this award. Thank you.
To accept the award on behalf of her mum, a very, very proud daughter, Suzanne Ackerman. Thank you.
My mother's taught me well. Thank you very much. And I think on behalf of the entire family, and oh, you see, I shouldn't cry, but I can't help it. Mom, this is for you. You deserve it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.